And now the UFO landing project in February, started up February 1988. Maybe some of you remember that landing project, landing pad project. Didn't amount to much.
Paul Seeling, My Gateway News.
Tom Weber,
retired
Tom Weber was a
UW Scout
Chippewa Falls and Cornell businessman.
Bill Johnson
Proposed constructing a landing pad across the quarry, to attract visitors.
Police officer
Charge,
George Wheeler, who
he wanted to put this landing pad across the quarry on a parcel of land on the right side of the road. I know where this was. He did so far as much as clear off some land.
Bill is giving a talk today, Sunday, July 26, 2015. Why UFO Days?
And then instead of going on a P as you're going to a valley, you can angle off another road, a smaller road that goes off to the left. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, if you go up that, maybe 500 feet, past a little wooded area, there used to be a clearing up there, and that's where the proposed site was supposed to be. Maybe some of you didn't know that. I attended a meeting. A meeting was held to raise funds for this project. April 16th, 1988. I went there. It was in UW River Falls at the auditorium. Jack Bostock was there, and he gave a panel presentation. The project seemed to have some financial difficulties and never really came into existence. Just couldn't raise the money to get the thing going. This picture you see up here is in a landing project that was made somewhere else. That tunnel was never constructed here. But he wanted to make one similar to that. That was his idea. And the last quoted comment from Tom Weber was in about 1990, after things were really not going very well. He said that, and I quote, "I'd be happy to be out of the picture." That was the end of it. I never heard anything more about it. After the River Falls meeting, that was it. It did get some press though, including CBS News and TV personality Geraldo Rivera. I don't know what happened here. Y'all remember Geraldo Rivera? For the younger folks, it might be a little hard to make the comparison, but maybe like an Ellen DeGeneres. He was one of a freelance reporter who went around. Remember Al Capone's Vault? Remember that? Didn't hear too much from him after that. But anyway, it made Geraldo and Morris Williams, George's wife, Carol Foster, who was the woman with the 3 children in her car, Elmwood Village President Larry Filer and Tom Weber were all on Geraldo in about the Okay, June 1998. Move along here. 1998, a family driving between Elmwood and Ellsworth saw a bright ball of white light just above the horizon. It lasted about 15 minutes. 4 small red balls of light came out of it. They zigzagged around at 90 degrees, 90-degree angles for 5 minutes, or about 5 minutes, then returned to the white object, which shot straight up and disappeared. Very typical sighting report. That was the last. That was the last area sighting that Elmwood area sighting that I'm aware of, but I'm sure there have been more. Maybe many, many more. A lot of times people will see things and they don't want to talk about it. And I think it's kind of understandable. Some people think that people will think they're a little bit off or something like that, so they don't mention it. It's all right. I won't ask for any hands here who's seen anything. Renato, I understand and I respect that. In fact, I would be willing to bet that if you asked all the people who saw a UFO, if you asked them how they felt about it, they would probably say, well, you know, to tell you the truth, I wish I wouldn't have seen anything about it. You know, that they're not really out boasting about, oh, I saw a UFO. They're just, it's kind of off-putting. I mean, you know, it's unsettling. So they would just as soon not to say that. Okay. What I want to say in closing is that this is your unique Elmwood identity. Having UFO Days every year is unusual for a town, but it's a distinction and it's certainly part of this, but part of this community's heritage. And, well, for instance, I'll ask you this. What particular town in the United States is known very famously for its UFO sightings and so forth. I'll give you a hint, it's in New Mexico. Roswell. But Roswell is essentially based on one event, one occurrence. It's an interesting one, an interesting mystery, it's just one. Elmwood has several, over years, several people, several incidents, several sightings. This is the place. This is the real capital for that sort of a thing. And it's worth celebrating. So there are many more sightings here than even in Roswell. The Elmwood Library is a good source of articles and information. I used it a lot regarding local sightings and that we put together this, as well as some other things. And I did prepare a handout up here. It's on the this sort of a yellow paper.
And that's retired Professor Bill Johnson, University of Wisconsin, Stout, speaking at UFO Days 2015, July 26th. And very interesting talk. Paul Seeling, MyGatewayNews.com reporting.
So you can pick up one of those.